It has been a while since we have done a cheap eats video, and we are going to do a cheap eats video, and it's something I'm kind of excited about, and I've been meaning to do a cheap eats video about this meal for about a year, which is the time period that I have known this meal existed at this specific restaurant. And it is probably the best thing that I've discovered in the last year on my crusade to try to find new types of food from different types of cuisine that I haven't explored, even though I've been in Japan for like 10 years. And this is I don't know how quite to explain this. It is like, it's Chinese food, but it is like a Japanese take on Chinese food, which is really, really common, but it's something that we have always sort of avoided, mostly because they've allowed smoking in this style of restaurant until about a year ago when those smoking laws in Japan changed, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm willing to go in there now because it doesn't smell like an ashtray, and I'm just kind of picky about that kind of thing. So since that's happened, I've been trying to explore all these different restaurants that I have been previously ignoring, and one of them that I found, it's really close to where we live, near the Sensoji Temple in Asakusa, and it's called Bolton. It is, like I said, a Japanese restaurant that is serving Japanese-style Chinese food. So they're taking Chinese food and kind of adapting it a little bit, kind of the same way that Chinese restaurants in America take Chinese food and adapt it to American tastes. But I came in here and I just got when the first time I came in, it's the only thing I've ever gotten. I like this meal so much. I haven't even tried anything else. It's called tenshindon, and it is kind of an interesting looking pile of stuff. It is a egg based, and it has got a little bit of a slimy sauce, and then it's on top of rice, and there are some vegetables, and usually in this dish there's also crab, but in this specific one I do not think they're using crab. I've had it in other places, it's got crab in it. I don't like it as much as this one. And this place they just knock it out of the park with how good it is. This restaurant is kind of like a little narrow alleyway with a lot of counter seating. And the reason that I haven't made a video about this before, I've never been in this restaurant and had it be anywhere near empty before. Usually it's really crowded and it would be difficult to film and not annoy everybody around you, but we just happen to come in and it's kind of empty now. So here we are making a video just kind of like spur of the moment. So anyway, tenshindon, eaten with a spoon because you'll see, it is just a wet dish. And as I dig down in here, you can see there's rice on the inside, and then a kind of substantially thick little omelet, and a whole bunch of different vegetables and stuff. Like maybe piment is in there, and looks like some mushrooms. But the reason that you come to get this is because of that sauce. It's got so much flavor. I love it. It's like my favorite food right now, for real, for real. The sauce is sweet a little bit, but it's not like a super, super sweet and sour thing, the way that some Chinese sauces can be. It's more brown. It's like sweet brown flavored sauce. And essentially the dish is fairly simple, but just that sauce that mixes in with like the egg and everything, it's really, really good. And I want to highlight this, so if anybody's ever in this area in the future and they come and try this, they should, because it's pretty cheap. It is on their menu, which has got like a billion things on it. It is 850 yen, so like $8 or something like that.
That's for the don and the soup. It does not include the gyoza.
Yes, yes, yes. So it comes with this and then the soup. And if I recall, I was really impressed with the soup, which is just a broth with little onions in it. It's very, very salty, but it is the perfect complement to the slightly sweetness that's going on with the tenshindon here. Yeah, it's just, this is so simple yet perfectly created. Does that make sense? And I have kind of got a problem recently where I am constantly eating gyoza. If gyoza's on the meal or on the menu, it's on my meal. They call them Chinese dumplings, I guess, in English. It's a dumpling, there's a filling inside, sometimes there's meat, sometimes there is vegetables and stuff. And you make a little concoction of different sauces. And just making sure, okay, yeah. So this is like a soy sauce. And then you put a bit of vinegar in there as well. And this is called rayu. And it is like a kind of like a chili oil. Yeah, yeah. And you put that in to taste. I like a lot of rayu. All these jars are always a little bit like sticky. When there's no place to wash your hands, like a little napkin or something. But anyway, you then just take your gyoza and you do your dippings, and then eat it straight up. This is gonna be too much food for me, by the way, but I don't have any self-control. But maybe Katie will eat a gyoza too. Let me see if I can show you what's inside. I should have done it with this one. But the way I'm going to have to do this is by biting this thing in half, so I apologize for the crudeness. There we go. Alright, so now you can see kind of what's inside there. A little bit of meat, a little bit of vegetables. It's a very simple thing, but you can make an entire meal out of gyoza if you make enough of them. And interestingly enough, this is my tenshin don. Don being the rice part. Katie got the same meal, tenshin, but men with noodles. And this is nothing we have ever had before, so let's see if it's any good.
Eric is really right. This restaurant is never this uncrowded, and it's a Saturday at lunchtime. It really doesn't make sense. Like, is something going to happen that we don't know about, that other people have been warned about, and we shouldn't be outside? I don't really know, but it is uncrowded, so making the video today is a really great idea. I have gotten his dish in noodle format. I just had a taste test of his sauce, and his sweet brown sauce description was actually pretty good.
Can you come up with any better way to say it?
It's actually a mixture of salty and sweet. It's almost like you turned the volume on salty and sweet up together, and they just match each other perfectly.
How do you feel about the texture of this sauce? I figured you might not like it because it's kind of slimy.
Yeah, it's a bit snotty. It's not even slimy, it's snotty. Like, it is got a little gelatinous to it. I'm wondering if that can translate to a noodle situation. Ooh, it tastes like a pancake. Why does it taste like a pancake?
What?
Oh man.
So you had, that's egg the same way. The same way mine was egg. Is it the same type of omelet thing?
Yeah, it's the same type of omelet thing. Like, literally, the flavor that hit my tongue was pancake. It doesn't make any sense because this is like noodles and an egg and Chinese food, and Sunday morning pancake doesn't make sense. I did not expect that. My sauce is much more like liquidy than yours because it is mixed into their normal ramen, which I think that both sides are good. The snotty one and the soupy one. Tastes pretty good. I'm actually excited about it. Hold on, if you eat the egg again, does it taste like pancake? Why does it taste like pancakes? Okay, I highly recommend that experience. That was very weird.
What breakfast food do the noodles taste like? Is it a soba noodle or a ramen noodle?
It's a ramen noodle. But like a lot of things on the menu say soba, but this one was definitely men, so it's a ramen. It has that feeling, like not the noodles, but you know when your sausage mixes with your syrup and there's that heavenly mix that's happening? That's what's happening in this soup. I'm gonna eat it now because it has been 10 minutes since this was delivered, which is actually a good thing because the last time we ate here I burnt my tongue. So 10 minutes seems like a good time to not burn your tongue.
Do you like your food slimy? Let us know in the comments. While you're down there, hit like, subscribe, follow us on every social media platform, ring a bell, support our videos on Patreon, and force all of your friends to binge our entire video series. Thanks!